Perfect. I swapped us over while the microphone is still working so I can unplug the mouse. Oh, something just made a weird sound. Everything looks fine. Not going to worry about it. Squidward, that's a great plan. Hello. I hope everybody's ready for a chill day. I have contacts in too, so I can see the chat, which is fabulous. Squidward, how long are you going to be on the elliptical? What's your plan? And I can see, I have like the mic stuff. I can see the input, both is straight in front of me, and also I have the Road Connect up on the side. So if it goes out, it will only do so while I'm sitting here with my eyes closed being like, let's breathe deeply and relax together. You know, there will be no other option for that. It definitely won't be when I'm looking right at it. A mile's good. That take you like 30, 40 minutes on the elliptical. The elliptical's like, how far your steps go is not super, super far. Also, sorry, this contact is being a little bit weird. About 10. What am I thinking of? Why was it taking me so long on the elliptical? That's not bad at all. That's about the same pace as like, yeah, if you're like doing a fast walk, slow jog. And I do have the door open, so if Zeke wants to come in today, he can, or if PG or Skitter want to. Evie was always the one who was way more interested in the yoga time, but you never know. Sometimes they want to see what's going on. Gay walking power, I love it. That would be my tempo as well. We got places to be, people to do, places to go. Rendoc, hello, welcome on in. This is an extra life redeem day, which is good because I'm feeling very chill. I did already do my heavy lifting for the day. I just wanted to do it off of stream because my energy level's a little up and down, and you know, I do get a lot more focused on it if I'm by myself. Also, I put an episode of The Boys on, and that was great. And my workout took like 2/3 of an episode of The Boys. And then I had a meeting to get to. So I've got more of an episode for later. I'm rewatching season 4. I've watched the 2 new episodes, but I'm rewatching season 4 because I feel like a lot of stuff happened. Even in the recap, I was like, what? But the season 4 came out a long time ago, so that's fair. Rend, how's your day going? Also, hi, Marlon. I hope your day is going okay. I hope it gets better. Sounds like it's a little chaotic. Yeah, I'm gonna let people assemble for a little bit. I figure part of my brain was like, oh yeah, I'll do this, like I'll chat with everybody and you know, we'll vamp and catch up, and then I'll kind of just focus on yoga stuff for half an hour. And it's like, that's not really what Twitch is about, right? Twitch is about checking in, and you know, we'll get, you know, hopefully if we're lucky, we'll get a raid and we'll have people joining in. And also there's a bajillion sound effects for Patreons now, so please use them. I think it will be very funny to be disrupted in my yoga with those things. Like that's what they're there for. So if I ever want to do, you know, a yoga video for YouTube, I'll just do that off air. But this is for all of us, and I do intend for people to follow along if you'd like, and if it's appropriate for your body. Most things can be easily modified to do in a chair. You don't have to get up and down off the floor, or I'm going to try to not get up and down too much. This is going to be pretty restorative. I just remembered that I forgot to bring my little blanket in. Also, Ren, the insomnia caught you? How long have you been up? No, I am so sorry. Let me run away for a second, but also please tell me how you're doing. Hi, Zeke. I wanted to get a little blanket, so I had the blanket. Blanket and pillow are very appropriate and needed tools for yoga time. 36 hours. That's, who doggies. How often does that happen? I am so sorry. That sounds exhausting, ironically, right? KO! Oh, yes. I will participate in the yoga poses that are limited strictly hip hinges. Well, hip hinges are very good for you. Okay, what about just laying on the floor? We can do some laying on the floor. And I'm going to just chat for a few more minutes before we get started. I've been pretty ouchy the last few days. I think it's my hormones. I think my last few really PMSy days, my body just goes, eh, and all my joints hurt. Kind of similar to the few times that I caught COVID back in the day. So I was a little bit low activity for a week because of course what happens is my body hurts and then it hurts to move. So then I move less, so my body hurts more. It's a very It's like a very fun thing. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh, hilarious. How do I have both of those on? Whoopsies. Thank you so much for the follow. Why are there two? Oh, because the Streamlab. I see. I will turn that off. There we go. I don't know why those are both on. Thank you so much for the follow. You can make as many noises as you want getting up off the floor. That's also the fun part of being a person, I think. A little bit, you know, you get to go like, and it's a fun time if you want, if you need to. Squidward, what's in your sleep dart? What's in the sleep dart? Also, thank you for the 45 stream streak. What? I didn't even know I'd streamed that many times ever. That's crazy. That's super crazy. Thank you, Squidward. You're so supportive. That's a good streak. That's a good streaking. I'm very proud of you. Ren, if there was ever actually a stream that might put someone to sleep, maybe it will be this one. Maybe it will be this one. Somebody, I think it was Cash, was like, oh yeah, I was watching your YouTube stream archive to sleep. And I was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm just as likely to like peek the mic as I am to just like say something horrible. Make some noise. Wah, 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 wah. Ko, thank you so much for following. Thank you for being here. Very good to see you again. Again, you make noise and you do whatever you need to get up and down off the floor whenever you want. And enjoy your hip hinges. No rupturing things. Very good to see you. This will be kind of a short one as well because we're just going to be yogaing for a bit. And you know me, my brain is always like, I've been doing this for 10,000 years, and it'll have been like maybe 12 minutes. So I'll try to take my time, and I don't have any plan for today. That's one thing that I really like about yoga is that you can just sort of let it be intuitive, and you don't have to go into it with a guide or a plan. If you know enough poses, which doesn't have to be very many, you can really just listen to what your body needs, stay in positions that feel good, don't challenge yourself more than you need to, light a little fire if you want to. It's very adjustable. And I was talking with a client earlier, and friend, about part of my coaching style with people. You know, we want to give people a lot of what they want. You know, as a customer service health support role, is like, I want it to be really fun. I want it to like suit your body well and all those things. But also I'm very conscientious of giving people things that they need too. And a lot of that for me is actually sort of thinking about movement patterns and exercises that counter what you do normally. So, you know, if we're sitting a lot, we like to get our hips into extension. We like to stand a lot and move around, or get you strong in sitting positions and things, right? Like there's lots of thought about like, what are you doing most of the time that I can help counter? And another one of those aspects is about how challenging the workout is and how fast or slow we're moving. So if I have clients who are always wanting to lift super heavy, always wanting to just like put the pedal to the metal, you know, burn it out, challenge me. I want to be, you know, dripping and crawling out of the gym, dripping sweat, crawling out of the gym when we're done. Those are the clients that I often, you know, we do a lot of really fun, intense things, but I also am like, okay, but I actually, what is going to be a bigger challenge for you is being still. Those are always the clients where I'm like, okay, I'm setting a timer for 5 minutes. We're going to do some deep breathing, and they'll lay here like this. And go, okay, good, that's great, gotta go. And I was like, that was maybe 4 seconds. So it's not just me, it's a lot of people who kind of come in and go, ba, 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 workout, ba, 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 ba. And that's those are very good people to be like, hey, actually I need you to do some intentional chill time. I need you to do some movement slowly because it's just good for your brain and your nervous system. And I'm one of those people that really needs that. And I find it much harder to be still and to go slowly and to take the time to breathe and to not be competitive and to just allow and follow with my body. That's much harder for me to do. And yoga has been my sort of other language of activity that I really like to speak, if you will. Some people, I think, really like Pilates or bar or Tai Chi or all sorts of these ones that, again, can be really physically intensive, but also are a little bit more They're a little lower intensity than traditional strength training. And I think that they're a really good balance for each other because they also can be really hard, but you can dial them back to just be kind of comfortable. Again, this like following listening state is not a place that I'm in very easily. I'm very like out in front, go, push through, faster, harder, blah. And it's very good for my brain and body to slow down and chill. And again, apologies if my sentences are a little all over the place today. I can tell my brain is a little fuzzy. And that's why today is going to be very restorative. Do you recommend this for a person who uses a walker and cane? There are 100% yoga poses that you can do in a chair. I'll plan to put some chair yoga up on YouTube pretty soon. Yoga is, I think, you know, I wish I knew more about it really. I've been doing yoga for about 20 years. Yeah, actually, that's right. I was like, 2006 wasn't 20 years ago. Yes, it was, because I graduated high school 20 years ago, which is wild. Yeah, I've been doing it on and off for about 20 years. I think all the time about getting certified and really diving into it, doing one of those, like someday I would love to do one of those like 2 weeks in Costa Rica where you get certified, or in, you know, Sonoma or somewhere really fun. Not Sonoma, what am I thinking of? The one in Arizona. My brain is broken, you guys. But yoga is super, super adaptable and has a lot of westernized styles that you'll see. But there's, you know, very, very gentle versions that can be done, you know, just sitting, standing in safe positions. A lot of it is just about being in touch with your body and your breath and where you're at, and about kind of removing ourselves from this idea of like competing and pushing ourselves too hard, because there are only so many, there's only so much we can force, right? And I think that's actually a lot of the energy that I really try to counter with clients who really are really gung-ho, is this like, if I just go at it hard enough, if I push through it enough, I can make it happen. And so much of our lives is not about forcing our way through, it's about allowing space to do things in a way that's healthy and balanced. And I think that yoga is really good for that. There are 100%, oh no, I don't think I heard it. I didn't hear the shout. Maybe they're not working out here. I can double check that later. I'll do the pony sound. There's just a lot of our life is not about that, and I think being conscientious of our nervous systems is something that, you know, I'm preaching to the choir here. This is also, I'm calling the pot calling the kettle black. It's like I need to allow more space for things to just be, and to feel safe and supportive and comfortable, instead of trying to force it and make it happen. It's something that's very much a part of capitalism, not to be political all the time, but that's what life is. This idea of like success and competition and forcing things through, and, you know, being a certain thing for other people and doing a certain amount during the day. It's like none of this shit, none of life is actually should be that focused on that, in my opinion. Like some of that is good and fun, and I like a good challenge, and I like to work hard, but things like yoga where nobody is keeping score except for the body will always keep the score. So listening to what the body needs and what the mind needs in conjunction with that is really nice. So yeah, Ren, I will get a chair yoga up soon. I've got a little stretching one. We do, well, that's why I left the door open so the cats can come in. But anyway, if anyone ever has any questions about it, again, my knowledge is limited and more westernized, but I tend to find that I like a balance between very, very Zen meditative, and, you know, the classic American yoga is very like, there will be like reps and sets, and someone who's like being kind of perky about it, not to typecast, but it will be very like, okay, hold this V pose, we're gonna float our little arms, whatever. It's a little more like focused on the burn and focused on the competition kind of thing. Doesn't mean that that's bad, and I think whatever style works for you, that it's something that's very, very worth exploring, because there are just so many different ways. And it's, as with everything, with every good coach and with every good class, it's about the teacher and if you like them. So I do a lot of yoga with Adrienne because, and she's very big. Like there's, you know, she's got 10 million followers or something on YouTube, subscribers, whatever. But I like her approach a lot because she's like a little silly and nice, but also clearly very experienced, and I think hits at that nice, the part of yoga that's about just being with your body and not competing with it against anyone, against yourself, anything like that. Buzzing Ranger, hello. Well, I've been vamping for about 15 minutes. Squidward, is mayonnaise an instrument? Very helpful. Thank you. I'm gonna have a little sip of water and then we'll get into it. Again, feel free to join in if the things I'm doing feel physically comfortable for you. I'll try to call out modifications. Again, we're gonna just keep this really casual and happy. This is my first time teaching a yoga class like this. I have taught some to small groups in private settings, and I've taken a lot of classes, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I do hope that you all find it at least a little bit amusing to see like the yoga persona again, because yoga gets to be anything we want, but I can chill out and be calm and meditative too. It happens. Buzzing Ranger, hope your day is going well. All right, folks, let's get into it. Again, I have no plan. We're gonna just feel things out. I'm gonna give you, this will be a really good example of what I do when I'm like, hey, it's yoga time. It's yoga time. And I'm just gonna do what I feel like I need. So if you wanna take a seat with me on the floor, you can. I'm gonna sit up on my little blanket, which is like a little easier on the hips. You also can sit in your chair for this first part if you'd like to just settle in. One of the biggest things about yoga that I like and appreciate is the focus on the breath. It's one of the few things that we both have very little control over because it just does its thing without us, but also we have control over our breath pattern in times of need. When we are anxious and stressed, it's something that we can return to and pay attention to. I notice a lot of the time that I'm doing it right now, I'm like kind of bracing in my diaphragm. So I'm gonna really focus on letting that relax. Let your goddess belly relax and be free. Don't try to suck it in. Don't worry about it. Let it just be calm and soft, whatever size and shape it is. Let your diaphragm have a little rest. A lot of us are kind of constantly lifting up and gripping in this way that's fatiguing. Also, hi Cash, hello. I love you, hello. Oh my God, hey. I'm really glad that we're all still alive, by the way. For now, just want to give you a little hello, Cash. So we're just going to sit and breathe for a few minutes and focus on relaxing our diaphragm and our stomach and letting go of any of those feelings of tension. Recognizing if we feel a little bit of insecurity about this area of our body, our gut and our tummy and our belly is such a source of so much stress and disquiet for us in numerous ways, but also a source of our intuition, and our center can tell us a lot of things. And I don't know, I'm giving mine a little rub. So feel free to, if you don't lay your full palm on your belly very often or on the tops of your thighs, even while you're sitting in a chair on the floor, just give yourself a little bit of that like reciprocal touch. Squidward, I know you'll go wild with that, but it doesn't, it can be for, it can be for fun adult things, but also can just be for just nice sensory purposes to calm us a little bit. Some self-soothing can be very nice as part of just this calm movement that we're doing together. So sit up nice and tall wherever you are. We're gonna think head over heart, heart over pelvis, stacked nicely, not arching forward, not slouching too much back, but also just finding what feels comfortable. There's no real wrong way to do things as long as it feels comfortable for you. Again, shed all of that idea of competition or perfection away from this kind of movement. You can shed that from a lot more things as well. Perfect is the enemy of good and happy a lot of the time. Squidward, I think you are. You feel attacked by being told you're alive. I hope not. Oh, you mean because of the adult joke? My dirty adult joke. Well, that's what you're here for. You and I do this together. I think we play off of each other very well. Okay, now that we're nice and settled in, hopefully our bellies and bodies are a little bit relaxed, feel a little bit soothed. Let's bring the palms together at the heart and close the eyes. Again, my constant worry is that this is when the mic will go out. So if it does, just keep doing whatever you're doing and I'll figure it out in a minute. But you can rest the thumbs against the chest, at the sternum if you'd like to, or keep them floating in front. And even with these simple postures, we're just thinking about bringing awareness from head to toe, breathing with intention and care, feeling the energy of your finger pads, the fingerprints pressing into each other gently. Maybe the thumb is against your chest. As you breathe in deeply into the belly, you'll feel the sternum also lift up into the thumbs. And exhale fully and slowly. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. Thinking about your torso as a whole barrel filling up. So we breathe 360 degrees in every direction, not just lifting up, not just filling up that water balloon in our belly, but also into our sides and into our back. We're not going to force it. We're just going to kind of picture all of these spaces within us. Focusing on that long, slow exhale out through the mouth. Breathe however you like, but I do like a little in through the nose with a little pause, and out through the mouth. Slowly bat the eyes open. Hello, Brandon. Welcome in. Welcome to yoga time. I'm not usually this chill. This is for extra life. So we're going to be chill together today. Sometimes I shout and strength train and run around and play video games. Very glad to have you. My name is Claire, also known as QueenB3atrix. Let me know if you have any questions. Welcome on in. Mr. K, what'd you have for lunch while we settle in and chill? This is a really nice time to kind of notice how we also have control over our energy level. Float the palms down. You can have them palms up or palms facing down onto your knees, whatever feels more comfortable. I sometimes get worried about allowing my energy to chill like this during the day, because my brain gets worried that I will chill out too much and then not be able to lift it back up to do the things I need to do. And this is a really good reminder to not worry about that, that actually we're bringing things down to a nice, soft, quiet level on purpose. And in the same vein, we can lift our energy back up. That's something that's a really important reminder for those days where you feel like you don't have the energy to do any, go for a walk or strength train or do those things, that sometimes just getting started, we actually have a lot of control over kind of manipulating our nervous system into doing things more so than we expect. So not that that's something you want to, again, don't force it, but sometimes we find that as we start moving around and thinking things through and get those juices flowing, that we vibe up a little bit. So chill streams are good streams too, right? This is going to be very unusual for everybody. Mr. K, more salmon, cheese, and crackers. I love that. All right, we're going to do some shoulder circles with the breath. So I'm going to inhale as I bring them forward, up towards the ears, and exhale on the way down and back. Again, very easy to do in a chair or standing. And I'm going to really take my time today because I'm always prone to rushing. So again, I know this might feel a little slow, but slow is good. And it's still not going to take that much time. We'll maybe be here for an hour, maybe. And that's with my vamping before and after. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and switch directions. So inhale as you go up and back. Exhale as you round forward. Squeezing up towards the ears. And exhale. This stuff might seem really simple. Like it's not going to solve any big problems for you. But you'd be surprised what both a simple small movement synchronized with the breath with some calm can do, aside from just the act of taking out the time in your day to do something for you, for yourself. Come to stillness when you're ready. That's a lot of what this is about. It's not about the burn. It's not about breaking things down to build them up. It's about the act. It's about taking the time to make sure that you and your mind and your body feel acknowledged. Very simple thing. All right, big inhale. Lift the arms up overhead. Keep the elbows as bent as you need to, trying to keep that spine nice and stacked. Again, we're not trying to flare the ribs too far forward. If they do, that's okay. Just think about bringing them back in. And we're going to exhale, turn the palms down. Let them float down next to you. Push the air down to the ground. Inhale. Sweep the arms up overhead. Again, very nice one to do while you're sitting or standing. And exhale. Push that air down. Gently touch the fingertips to the floor or leave them floating, whatever you need. Inhale. One more time. And this time as we exhale, we're going to turn very gently to the left, or you can mirror me and turn to your right. My right hand's going to come to the top of my left knee. If you're in a chair, feel free to use the armrest to turn. But again, I'm not forcing this. I'm not wrenching myself so that I can look back. I'm allowing my body to settle and turn, working towards looking to the side or behind me. Pelican, and you are a beautiful butterfly. Just don't tell Emily, she'll be freaked out. And then from here, with each breath, being very careful too, if you're someone with a tight spine, lumbar spine, we don't want to wrench or force it. Again, I'm not yanking and twisting, I'm just setting and settling. With each exhale, see if you can find just a little extra, tiny bit of twist. Let it come from your torso. Let your arms and neck and head be relaxed, using the gaze to help with that last little bit of our cervical spine turning with us. One more big exhale, settling down. Inhale, sweep the arms back up overhead, come back to center. Big reach, big reach, big reach. And exhale, we're gonna take it to the other side. Whatever opposite of where you were. So now my left hand is on the top of my right knee. You may be the opposite, that's totally fine. And same name of the game here. Just inhale and exhale. Slowly, slowly letting the spine get a little more comfortable with this twist. Feel the differences in left to right. I know I can tell this hip's a lot tighter, so it feels tight as I move here. Maybe you'll find something you don't expect. And that's a lot of what yoga is for me too, is just learning where I'm at today, learning what feels good, what feels not so good, what feels too challenging, what feels like the right challenge, what feels like what I need, and prioritizing it. All right, one last big inhale. Come back to center. Spread those fingers really wide. Feel the skin on the hands stretch. You can rotate the arms a little side to side if you'd like. Again, always staying within a range that's comfortable and safe for your body. Modify as needed. Big exhale. You could do that lion's breath if you like. That's always a fun part of yoga. Let it all out. I know it seems very silly, but it's great. All right. Gonna scooch my little blankie off to the side now. We're moving into a zone that might be a little bit more challenging for somebody in a chair. So again, sorry if I'm leaving you behind a little bit, but there are variations you can do. So I'm gonna put right foot in front of my left. You can still stay in regular propped up easy pose if you'd like. Pelican, and that's very yoga for me. Is like, oh damn, tight as hell. We're gonna do a little seated cat-cow variation. And then a little bit of what I like to call a coffee grinder, which I got from yoga from Adrienne. I think is nice because it harkens back to a time where you had to manually grind coffee. Pepper grinder, also good. But we're going to just look up here. So yeah, you could probably still do this in a chair. Just be really gentle and easy. I want you to look up, arching the back very slightly, feeling the front of the throat and neck stretch. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. This is a great intermission, actually, if you're someone who works at a desk. Oh, this always feels so good. And then inhale, looking up, arching slightly forward, just being mindful if you feel your shoulders really wanting to scrunch, just bring them back down. Make sure you're not pushing into a zone where you're building up too much tension, right? That's a lot of this is just making sure that we move slowly and easily so that our body feels safe and comfortable and can actually relax. That's a lot of what flexibility is about. One more here is not forcing it. Flexibility and stretching also has an intensity. This stuff has an intensity the same way a squat or a bench press does. And if we try to force it too much, sometimes our body can be very, very resistant to that. All right, come back to a still place. I was just going in and out of our little seated cat-cow. And now we're gonna draw some little circles with our torso. So I'm gonna start moving to the right, coming to the front, around to the back, tucking the chin as I go around, trying to guide you with my voice as much as I can, but also peep at the video if you need to. This is the little coffee grinder. And I'm going to the right and then around to the left, but if you're going the other way, don't worry, you can always just switch sides. And this sort of ridiculously feels amazing today. I'm not sure why. This is one of those sneaky ones that seems so simple. And then the shifting of the weight through the hips And the rounding of the spine with that motion is super nice. I'm gonna switch direction now. Feel free to follow along. Just do that little hitch step, send it the other way. Squidward, you can make any grinder pun that you want. This is a space for you. All right, we're moving through nice and easy. And I've got a very crunchy neck, so this is really good for my little popcorn neck that gets so tight while I work. All right, come back to a little bit of stillness. One more thing we're gonna do here, and then we're gonna switch our feet and do the same thing on the other side. Sweep the arms up overhead and float the palms down towards the ground in front of you. We're gonna move forward really slowly, and yes, you can look. You'll be able to get a good view. It's fine, I don't care. Walking the fingertips forward very gently. And maybe the forehead starts to work towards the ground. Try to keep the hips nice and heavy behind you. So again, if you're only here as well, if you're sitting in your chair and you're just leaning forward a little bit, that's completely fine. And if you're like me and we're walking a little bit farther down towards the floor, spreading the fingers wide, that's also great too. Wherever your level or limit is today, there will always be somebody who's more flexible or less flexible. We're not here to compete with them or with ourselves. We're just here to feel a little bit better. Walk the fingertips over gently towards the left. Let the head hang heavy. Here I'll be feeling that opposite hip. For me, it will be on my right side, opposite hip, a little extra heavy into the ground, drawing that energy away. Not just letting my arms pull me to the left, but balancing through the opposite hip. And nice big stretch along the rear delts and into the lats on my right arm. Breathing easily, take it through all the way with you can do little spider fingers if you want. Spider fingers over to the right, stretching down. Again, now left hip will get heavy, opposite side, creating nice long tension. My left hip is much tighter. So it really feels having to do this contracting work where it has to be a little bit heavy on purpose, but still be flexed. It says, what do you mean? Why? Slowly back through center and round on up, nice and easy. Yes, I do. Hello. Sorry, my contacts are being harder to read through. Carrie, hello. Yes, I do lots of yoga. I'm not a professional. I'm going to switch my feet. Again, if you're sitting in a chair, just leave your legs where they are. And if you're sitting with a regular cross-legged seat, try switching them. So I'm going to switch to bringing my right heel in, left foot in front. Favorite yoga pose? That's a really good question. It really depends on the day. It really depends on the day. But I'd say if I have to pick one, I always really like Warrior Two because it's just such a power pose. And I like that it feels so grounding. Yeah, very cool that you do so much other stuff. I love that. This is going to be very restorative and chill today. Yeah, I think yoga, it makes sense to me that yoga, pull, and twerk would be like a happy trio of things that would get you very strong for those things specifically. That after deadlift day, being truck shaped. I hope your deadlift day went great though. I hope it went great. All right, other side, we're gonna start with our little seated cat-cow variation. Very, very chill. And yes, I'm trying to read if it's Anjali, Carrie. I'm just gonna call you Carrie because that's what I can read from here with my contacts in. This is an extra life redeem because most people haven't seen me be chill and do gentle yoga things. That's new for my personality. And also it is something I do a lot of. So I love that you do really advanced things. I'm a big believer in yoga being something that is not at all competitive for me because I push myself very, very hard in a lot of other things personally. So some days I like a really challenging yoga session. A lot of days like today, I just want to move with intention and kindness and calm because that's what I need for my nervous system and my brain. I need to connect with the breath. I need to be kind to and connect with my body. I don't need to burn anything else or build anything else. We just we just want to be happy and collected, you know, connected. Nice, Pelican, and let's go. All right, coffee grinders here. Oh, wait, I'll start going to the left this time because I went the other way. Coffee grinders, getting a little distracted. A Valte worm got me, keeping the best of me alive. Yeah. I think you've talked about the glute isolations before, Carrie. This seems to be your favorite. I don't know that style, I don't think. You'll have to tell me about it. I usually do, I do a lot of like vinyasa and just a lot of stuff that's, you know, a little bit westernized, but not too much, like a little crunchy. I like it pretty crunchy, but it's a fine line. Pelican. Afraid. And I did switch directions if I didn't say that out loud. I've done some Kundalini too, which I really liked. That was incredibly challenging in ways I did not expect. Very emotionally challenging. Yeah, and physically challenging. But I don't know about Booty yoga. Reach up overhead, big inhale. And bring the fingertips on forward. Same thing on this side. Walk it out, spider fingers. Again, not forcing, just gentle, deep stretch. Oh, the left hip says back off a little bit, you crazy bitch. That's too tight. Don't force, just allow. Let the head and neck be heavy. This is a nice little way to get a little baby inversion in, you know. And walk it over. I'm going to go over to my right side. Again, if you're just mirroring, that's totally great too. Left hip is going to be heavy for me. Big long stretch again. Spider fingers, spider fingers, spider fingers. Back over to the other side. Oh, I can hear that neck crunchy. She's crunchy. Ooh. And back to center, roll it on up, nice and easy. Okay. Let the legs unwind. You can put them out in front if you want. I'm gonna give mine a little wiggle around. Again, there's no plan here. We're just feeling things through. Just doing some things that feel nice today and like what I need. I'm gonna do some 90-90 knees, which is always fun because you kind of walk forward a little bit as your bum gets lifted and shifted. Squidward, it's still gonna be a little bit unhinged, you know? That's what we do. It's still me. Pelican, and just also feel free to adapt and, you know, just if you really want to see my actual favorite yoga pose, I'll do it really quickly right now so that I'll give you two options for things that you can always return to if we're doing something that doesn't feel like it works for you. This is Shavasana. It is corpse pose. You literally get to just lay here and be heavy and relax. That's always a place you can go to. And a little bit of an inverse version of that. Again, if it feels safe and comfortable for your body. Corpse pose is usually pretty comfortable for you if you can get up and down off the floor. That's nice. But child's pose, also, you know, extended child, either with your arms forward or you can tuck them in next to you. You can put your head on your hands. Just come into this gentle, nourishing posture whenever you need. And any other variation that feels good. Those are going to be some of my favorite, just like my body's like, I don't want to do this harder thing. Can I do this nice chill thing? I know some of us physically getting into even like bent knee position, or our bodies might be sizes that don't accommodate this position well. So corpse pose is always great. You can also do side lying variations too, getting into, I know we always associate fetal position with stressful things, but I do this a lot when I teach because it's really chill to just lay on your side and is kind of wonderful on a little bit of a firmer surface for a short period of time. It wouldn't work well for me all day or all night. I mean, I don't think I would sleep super well on a very firm surface, but for a couple minutes, your body actually gets really relaxed. All right, I'm gonna move into some quadruped positions. This is a great opportunity to be very nice to your body and pad your knees a little extra if you need it, which I will do just to demo. Don't feel like you ever have to be in any pain or discomfort. That's not what this is about. Definitely not today, and honestly, never. Um, we're gonna suffer enough, damn it. So, doing my little extra squishy padded knees. And we're gonna start with some cat-cow that's just nice and basic. This is also one you can do standing on the wall if you'd like to move along with me, but don't wanna get up and down off the floor. Just place your fingers on the wall and like we were doing in our seated position where we were rounding our spine and flexing our spine, we're gonna just do that here in unison with our breath. So as we inhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and exhale. Sorry, I'm doing things in reverse. Exhale, round the spine. Silly brain. And inhale, fill the belly, look forward. And I'm thinking from here that I'm gonna just start moving the tailbone first. Again, there's no perfect way to do it. You can just follow and move through, but I sometimes like to have a little focal point. And I'm really tucking the chin and pushing away from the floor here. We're thinking about creating a lot of space between our chest and the floor at the top of this movement. So I'm not slouched through, my arms are relatively straight, but not fully locked. A lot of people with hypermobility will kind of hyperextend the elbow a little bit. So if you're someone who's more prone to that, just keep them a little springy. But it does help with spreading out the workload that's happening here, because this might not seem like a lot, but it is work that is happening. And this is a great opportunity to check in with our alignment, check in with the pace of our breath, check in with our hand placement. We're thinking palms under shoulders, knees under hips, feet basically straight back from the knees. And I've got a slight external rotation in the palm. I'll move to the front so you can see what I'm talking about, hopefully. So if this would be kind of fingers straight forward, I'm rotating very slightly so that the inside of my elbow shines a little bit forward, which is just helping. It helps with stability in this position, because this is basically a push-up position, right? This gets us into pushing, and that tends to be a little bit more kinetically and musculoskeletally advantaged, and distributes pressure and force a little bit better. Again, your body's rules first always, but just something to keep in mind. One thing I also correct a lot with clients is contact with the floor. So I don't know how easy it will be able to see, sorry about the lighting, but if we've got a lot of little bent fingers and lots of little gaps, like we're still kind of in spider finger mode, that could be a sign that there's some tension in the forearms. So obviously don't force it. You can always back off. You can always put fingers farther out in front of you as well if the wrist feels like it's not happy being in a 90-degree position. But just some things to check in with, because being able to get a flat palm against a surface helps you generate force more evenly. So we like that. Sorry for the little intermission. Just wanted to talk about hand placement, because it's one of those things that it's kind of like your feet. You know, coming from the ground up, it can change a lot of things if we put our feet on the ground a little differently. Same thing with our palms. We're gonna take our cat-cow off the rails now, just like I'm doing now. You do not have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can if you want to. One of my very good friends calls this disco cow, where you just sort of do things that feel good. You draw some circles with the tailbone, you shake side to side, you turn to look back at each hip. You can move really slowly and intentionally, or you can rock and roll a little bit as well. Bent knee pose is your natural state. That's great, Squidward. Thank you for that. Feel free to come in and out of child's pose here as well. You can bring it all the way forward into a little Sphinx or Cobra if you'd like. Just feels a little bit better than I expected to move a little quickly, which is nice. I also like to call this, I say, like push into all the corners, knock the dust off of all the surfaces and kind of think about each rib and each spinal bone, each little span. What are they doing? How are they feeling? You can claw through the fingers as well and just feel it out. Okay, gorgeous. Next, we're gonna pop the right foot forward. Again, at any time, if what I'm doing doesn't feel good for your body, or you don't feel like doing it right now, don't do it. Go do something else. Go do something else. Just chill. 10-hour shift. Oh, wait, what? Oh, and the floor is comfortable. Yes, lay on the floor and enjoy. I do have my contacts in, but they're being blurry, so sorry. All right. Sweeping the arms up overhead here. Again, very gentle. My hips aren't always super happy with really deep stretches, so I'm not going to do a ton of this today. But I like it for the, I don't know, the acceptance of this pose, this sort of giving yourself up. And we're going to revolve it back, gently pulling the foot up, getting the hamstring and calf. And then I'm going to go all the way through into pigeon. Pigeon's a little bit of a deep pose. So if we're doing something that you don't feel comfortable doing, don't force it. Long and low here, just breathe and relax. Checking in a little bit with how your body is shifting, where things feel comfortable. Doesn't have to look exactly like mine. There are much more flexible people out there than me. Again, it doesn't have to be about that. It can just be about where you're at. We're gonna light a tiny little baby fire. We'll do one downward dog today. So I'm gonna step the right foot back into plank position. This is always a good opportunity to come back to quadruped, come back to cat-cow if this doesn't feel comfortable. But I know I'm at a place where, you know, I don't always do downward dog, but it kind of feels weird if I don't at least do one. So we're gonna hit the hips up high and back one time. And if you're new to this sort of practice, this might feel really, really fucking hard. And when I learned that downward dog was a resting pose the first time, I was shocked. It's like, what do you mean? This is where we chill? That's crazy. Why am I so shaky? But actually, yes, this is a place where we chill. This will start to feel like home someday, where it's a reprieve from other things. All right. I'm gonna let both knees drop down, nice and gentle. Left foot's gonna come forward. And we're gonna sweep it up. Big inhale. You just saw me untuck my toes. You can keep yours tucked if you want. I just do a lot for other things. So I figured I didn't feel like it. And sweep it on down. This will be the most intense it gets today. Personally, feel free to keep the knee as bent as you need to, right? Well, and like I'm always sort of looking like I'm shifting a lot to the right here. I'm trying to kind of keep things in alignment just so I'm sort of approaching things, again, just with intention, not looking to do something perfect. And we're gonna come forward into pigeon. Bring her across. Bring her on across. You're doing great, Pelican, and don't worry. My hamstrings are often attacked by things. Mine aren't even that tight, and they still are like, they like to be a problem sometimes. Breathe deep here. Taking our time. Dissociate a little bit, honestly, good for you. In a nice way. Just let the oblivion music take you. All right, I'm gonna swing the legs around to the side. Come onto my back a little bit. We're gonna come on down. Oh, nice and easy. Nice and easy. And you know, always feel free to use your blanket if you've got one. Feet. I'm gonna sneak my little heels in a little bit close. We're gonna just hit a couple of bridges. Just a couple. And yes, I would like to hear from everybody how weird it is to see me being chilled out. I feel very relaxed now. Thank you for being here. Just a very different way of engaging with myself and with everything around me when I actually let myself go slowly. And yoga's just enough stuff that I'm never bored. Sometimes, actually, what I struggle with is getting my brain to be quiet. So weirdly, as I have found with my workouts, live streaming them actually gives me enough other things to think about, that my brain is pretty quiet and calm. So in the same way that when I go to Las Vegas and I'm walking through the loud casinos and squares full of people, I often feel very calm. It's like there's enough going on around me. Because that's usually the issue. I'll be laying in corpse pose and my brain is just like pew, 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 pew. Here's all the stuff you have to do for the rest of your life. Pew, pew, pew. And just allowing it is very important. But oh, I wish it would just be still. I'll do those things where I'm like, just picture a calm, beautiful lake, just clear and beautiful, and the sun glints off the surface as it ripples gently. Occasionally a fish will break the surface, breaking the silence, and I try to picture something really nice. I do these little guided meditations and it doesn't work, but I try. All right, lift the tailbone, press evenly into the feet. Think about your spine as a string of pearls, lifting up one at a time. Breathe easily here. Chin tucks a little bit towards the chest at the top, and bring it on back down. We're just gonna do 3 of these today. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Inhale, lift, tailbone tucks, 1 vertebra at a time. Lift, 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 lift. Push evenly and gently. And send them back down. And last one. Glutes engaged, lift off, woo, 1 vertebra at a time, all the way up, all the way up. And back down. Giving everything that nice little massage. All right, I'm gonna just let my knees fall to my left, not stacked, just they can split apart 90 degrees like they are. And if you feel comfortable turning to the other side, I'm just going to turn and look away from you for just a moment. Don't be sad. I'll be right back. Turn and look away. Why is my earbud shorting out? It's very weird. It's fine now. No, it's not. That's fine. Whatever. I just want to make sure it's still playing for you all. It's literally when I turn away, so I'm gonna not do that. And let's let the legs go to the other side. And they can be stacked on top of each other if that's more comfortable. Oh, this is my little arm that's a little weird, so I'm gonna put it in kind of a weird position, not that straight out, because it doesn't like that. But my head can maybe turn this way. It's great. Who knows? Big show! I can see you, I just can't see what you wrote because my contacts aren't helping that much. Hello. Welcome on into yoga time. Deep breathing, chill, sort of meditation time with B. All right, back into center. If it feels comfortable, give those knees a little hug. Oh yeah. Rock a little side to side, massaging the spine. One big hug. Tuck the nose up towards the knees. Big squeeze, big squeeze. And let the feet come down to the ground. All right. I don't want to do much else. I feel like we've brought the energy up very slightly and brought it back down nicely too. So I'm going to sit up for just a minute. Don't feel like you have to. I'm just going to sit up for a second and then we'll do a little bit of corpse pose. Here. I just want to catch up on the chat for a second. Mr. K, you've seen me like so exhausted and off camera that I can't do anything. That does happen as well. Squidward, thank you so much for being here. Good job on your gym time. Thank you for joining in. I'm sure I'll do more guided meditations in the future, so that's really all you're gonna miss. Because otherwise, we've been going for quite a while. I'm proud of us. Also, big show, hello! That's me trying to do your emote. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get my little extra cushy blanket under my head and neck. Don't think you aren't deserving of comfort, even if you don't think you need it. Sometimes it's just nice. Give yourself a little simple luxury with a little extra cushion on your yoga mat, you know? If you're able to, we're gonna lay out long together and do a little sort of guided check-in relaxation that I like to do. We're going to start at the crown of your head, feeling all of those little lovely nerve endings along your scalp where your hair connects, and let it relax. And we're going to start moving down through the entire body, head to toe. So if you want to picture like a nice little beam of energy in the crown of your head, whatever color suits you, just a little ball, a little spirit, a little sprite, a little fey companion, a little familiar. It's going to move down towards your forehead, and you're going to let all of those muscles relax, let things go as we move through. You're going to go down now into your cheeks and jaw. Let the muscles relax. You can rest your tongue gently on the roof of your mouth, breathing in easily through your nose and out your mouth, or wherever feels comfortable. But give yourself permission to let go and to relax. It's amazing the ways that our bodies will hold on to tension, and how rarely we get to be in these kinds of supported positions where we can let go. Jaw is relaxed. Your little beam of energy is going to go into your neck, beneath your ears. Let each vertebra in your neck relax. Identify it. Give it a little wave as you go by, and just let it rest. As your little beam comes down through your neck, through your throat, it will hit your collarbone and split into two, moving towards each shoulder, letting the shoulder joint just be free and relaxed. Follow the light as it goes down through every muscle in your arm, to your elbow, through your forearm, and into your palm. Let it stay still here for a moment as your thumb and each finger in turn releases any tension, becomes heavy as your arms are supported by and rest into the floor. Send your little Fey spirit back up your arms, everything still and heavy. Back to the shoulders, back to your torso. They'll join again together at your heart. Filling up your beautiful soul and spirit and everything that you are with soothing energy. Give yourself permission to let go. Is there something heavy weighing on your heart or on your mind? If it's invading here now, that's okay. Acknowledge it, respect it, and understand that it's a part of you, but then send it gently on its way. It doesn't have to be here right now. We can just be here in between the past and the future, just existing together. Send your little beam down through your torso into your belly, the place we started today, maybe learning for the first time to let it truly relax and unwind, to relieve it from the insecurity and pain that so many of our bellies cause us. Your belly and body are yours alone. They don't have to be anything for anyone except for you. Let your belly relax and be free. Your lovely little beam will split to each hip, feeling the weight of your legs heavy in the floor. At once, dense and sinking, simultaneously floating and weightless. That beam will travel down through your thighs to your knees. Picture it there glowing, giving you warmth and healing. Let your little beams go down through your shins and your calves to your ankle. Checking in again and letting everything relax. Your little beam will stop at the soles of your feet, casting a lovely little light forward. Feel individually through each toe, starting with the big toe, all the way down through. Just give each a little wave and let them relax too. Your little ball of spirit energy, your little familiar, your magical companion can return to whichever part of your body needs it most now. We'll be here silently for a few minutes, just breathing. Don't be afraid of feeling relaxed and letting things go. Maybe you fall asleep here. That's okay. I promise you'll wake back up, maybe with more energy than you had before, because you've allowed your body to unclench, to let go. I know so many people who think they aren't strong because they're holding tension all the time and their body is exhausted. And as soon as they give themselves permission to relax, to unclench, they find access to great strength and energy and ability. You have it too. Just give yourself permission. Thank you so much for the follow. Whoever you are, glad to have you here for our lovely little chill day. Taking maybe the biggest breath you've taken all day. Hello, hello, hello. Breathe in and exhale. We're going to start to bring the energy back very gently. Flutter your eyes open if they are closed. Touch your thumb to each of your fingers in turn. Going ring finger, as always, an index, middle, ring, pinky, there it is. Touch each finger in turn, going up and down, and start to wiggle the toes too. You can flex the feet, windshield wiper them a little bit side to side, but take your time. The energy will come back. I promise. It's in you right now. We're just lighting the little fire under it again. It's happening. I'm gonna very gently bend one knee and then the other, because there's no need to rush. What hurry are we in? We're exactly where we're supposed to be right now. Hands to the belly, maybe to the heart. Send a little bit of that warmth from your own body back into itself. The lovely warm palm against your skin. If you'd like to bring the thumbs to the third eye with me for a lovely little namaste. The light in me acknowledges and loves the light in you. I see you. I love you. Then we'll continue to get back up. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Feel free to move through all sorts of things. Oh, my eyes are watery. See, I got nice and sleepy. Do a good morning stretch while you're here. Start the day fresh again. We just had a little lovely little meditation nap together. Why would we be in any hurry? Very carefully pushing ourselves up. Yay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Big show. That's okay. I am dizzy backwards. Thank you for the follow. I like that username a lot. Thank you for being here. Spine was most definitely felt. Good job, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Hopefully, well, I don't think that feels too cheesy. And if you do, that's fine. I feel like that's a nice level for me of just being a little bit, I don't know, spiritual, whatever word makes sense to you, where we just allow ourselves to lose track of time and space and exist, free of pressure, of expectation, free of movement, free of thought. It's a very, very nice and healing thing to do. So thank you to everybody who was here. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. I enjoyed it a lot. So maybe we'll do some more yoga. Maybe we'll have some more chill bee time, however rare and unusual it is. But thank you, everybody. Soka, hello. Boo, boo. I'm gonna find us somewhere lovely to go. KO with a D and I am dizzy backwards. Thank you so much for the follows today. Thank you, everybody who came to do some yoga with me for Extra Life. And again, great, Polycannon, that makes me very happy. Excellent. I'm sure I'll be back to a lot of my usual shouting and lifting of things, but good for me to, I don't know, demonstrate some other facets of my personality. Seems very important. Yeah, Soka, well, I've only been on for an hour because I'm doing yoga and I have a very busy day. And we're trying something new. So I'm not in any rush. Don't worry. I'm just going to figure out where we're going. Let me look at my little phone. And you can tell me how your beautiful day has been. And if you like yoga, and if you'd like to do more yoga with me. But yes, I think I was filled up a lot more time with yoga than I thought. I thought I would just be like rushing through things, and but no, I felt very happy to just chill. I think that's a good sign. Just because I know, you know, a lot of what my brain wants to do is rush and try to, I don't know, create something out of the situation I'm in for other people's comfort, for your entertainment, and all those things are very important and matter, but it's also nice for me to just be live and be like, gonna just float around and do some weird restorative yoga for like an hour, and if you're into that, that's great. And if you're not, it's what I'm doing, so that's what we got going on. But I do think more of this more often would be really nice, and Rendoc, I am gonna plan to put some chair yoga on YouTube and some chair exercises, things that are very, very accessible and adaptable, because that is a huge gap in the market. Workouts and exercise programs and types of movement that really meet people where they are, that are super accessible, that are available to people with limited movement or with injury history or with disability or not a lot of access to equipment. I see what I do as a big part of equity, that getting people access to physical care in the form of fitness and movement is like a basic right, along with so many other things that we don't have access to. And I'm working very hard professionally to try to find ways to make that either free or super affordable to as many people as possible, and in the forms that will suit you all the best that it possibly can. So please, I hope you look forward to that, and there'll be lots of content coming on YouTube. I want to get the painting done. I want to get that all looking really cool. I know it looks fine, but I want it to look really cool. So that's the hold up right now. Otherwise, lots of programs and lots of things coming for inexpensive or free to be available to all of you. And I'm happy to take requests as well. If you have a specific injury or limitation that you don't feel has been catered to well, send me a DM and let me know, because I would love to help troubleshoot and problem solve some ways to get you moving that feel really comfortable and safe for your body where it's at. because we can all do something that helps us feel a little bit better, even if that's just sitting for 5 minutes and breathing calmly. It's very good for you. It's like the number one thing that I should be doing more, and that basically all of my clients could be doing more of, is slowing down for a few minutes and performing that act of self-care for yourself, again, without intention, without goal, without competition, just with kindness and healing in mind. Very needed, like very, very needed. Oh, Soka, I am it's very sad to hear that, because I also have heard that story before. Because of the way yoga moves our bodies into a lot of different postures and poses, and depending on the type of class you were doing, sometimes it is not communicated how advanced things are, or the risks, like we might not know as we move into them, that will cause discomfort, which is hopefully why today I preface things well, being like, hey, take this really easy. If this doesn't suit your body well, don't force it. But I've gotten into yoga poses as well where I've been like, ooh, I don't know, that works so great for me. And I'm very sorry that you deal with back issues. Very, very common. Shoot me a DM if you ever want to talk about it. I would love to help if I can. So thank you all so much. Donate to Extra Life if you've got the means. Again, very good year for that. And just because we know we need more good in the world wherever we can find it. And I at least always find it with all of you. So thank you for being here. We're going to raid Juice, because Juice is on. Other stuff instead is great. You also don't have to do yoga. That's another very good point. Let me crawl over here all weird while I raid us over to Juice. But yes, Mr. K, thanks so much for hanging out. Love you all so much. I think Juice is still on. I just checked. But we'll see. Let me make sure. And I will get that set up, and then we will go, and it will be great. Yes. Juice is on, playing Oceaneers, which looks very cool. Let us do that. Let us raid our friend. We love Juice. Juice. Now I'm thirsty. All right. Soraya, sorry that I'm bouncing. So good to see you. I always do that Samantha voice now. It is part of my personality, just like Moira Rose is. Mr. K, don't let the bastards get you down. All right, I'm crouching so I don't have to move my camera. Let's raid out. Thank you again for yoga. This has been Yoga with B for Extra Life. I think there will be some more, because this was very healing for me and hopefully very nice for you. So enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Mwah. I will see you all on Friday for some games. It will be great.